which is four. I always forget before I enter the end. And there we go. Then we have
Suban,
little
Yo,
pond, few more shaka boxes
your
now,
live stream still says
and
sub
four
for
left,
food.
which is
huh?
definitely not enough for 20k blocks.
Your live stream
And
still says sub for food.
Well, I'm live.
now if I did my math
No, you're not.
right,
Yes, I am.
20k blocks is
It's
about
delayed.
No,
chest.
it only says
I
sub
mean
for
eight.
food.
View channel.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Looks like I
Don't
just
click on
enough
this.
Huh.
to find
Yes, I
out
am. Yo, it's on. Yo, it's delayed.
No, it only says sub
Well,
for
refresh your screen, bro. No, view channel.
category things.
And now it is.
Tabs, I guess.
Don't click on this.
Huh.
Yes, Yo, it's on. Yo, it's delayed.
No, it only says sub
Well,
for
refresh your screen, bro. No, view channel.
and now it is.
Don't click on this.
Huh.
Yes, Yo, it's on. Yo, it's delayed.
No, it only says sub
Well,
for
refresh your screen, bro.
A regular gray concrete on the floor right there. Also going up on this side.
Lucas.
And over here we have the white.
Yo, this guy Lucas has been AFK for so long, bro.
Have to fill in the whole thing with like gray concrete powder. There we go. That's one down. 12 more to go. So let's get to work.
Wait. His profile had a green thing around it. Wait, that means he's nearby.
2 hours, I think. Well, I actually didn't
Oh,
check the clock. I have
Lucas.
no idea how long it is, but it felt like 2 hours. And I only have a
Lucas.
small portion of this creative menu.
Oh my god.
That one, the one which is selected. Anyways, I gotta build a big portion of this creative menu now. Let me know in the comments what you think, how long this will take. While I'ma continue placing blocks now.
yeah, basic blocks.
Oh boy, yeah, I can't wait to see all the items on there. And my initial plan was to build all the items for the category tabs right now. But yeah, since I'm running low on food, I think that's the last 22 golden carrots I have. And I wanted to build golden carrots in the hotbar as well. I think I'm gonna start with that and build a golden carrot right there. And then build something behind that which is producing the golden carrots. So let's just fly off and get the materials to build the golden carrot, which is made with like yellow blocks. Alright. I'm also gonna use some glass to have something to stay on. Yeah, let's make it 3. There we go. Let's build a carrot. There we go. Carrot. Now let's just grab our redstone shaka, because we also need a way to get behind that slot. And I'm thinking a regular piston door is what will work the best. Gotta replace that with some solid blocks, so I can remove these two to build the platform behind here. Right?
Allahu Akbar.
Oh, Lucas, bro, I'm live.
Alright, I definitely won't build an entire
Took you long
golden
enough.
Okay,
area
I have to go, bro.
behind
I have to
that
go.
area. That's just
I have to go, bro.
small.
No.
Instead, I think I'm gonna just grab some villagers.
Okay, Sipa,
let
don't
them
cry.
breed here.
Wait.
Let's just do the same
When can you
right
call
here,
again?
just over there.
I don't know.
Set up my basic villager breeder.
Okay, bro.
When to get the villagers with a boat and lead, cut some bread and let them breed.
I don't believe this guy's has to go. Bro's probably just playing Minecraft.
Why the carrots farm
This guy got banned from Donut SMP, bro.
category tabs. Starting with the more complicated ones, which are all the blocks, since they can't be
What
built
was
pixel
I
by pixel.
going to do?
So I started with chest, for which I had all the materials in my storage, and that chest definitely looks way better than I was expecting. Still a little weird, but hey, this definitely looks like a chest. I may change the outlines to black terracotta instead of gray terracotta. Yeah, black terracotta was definitely the better choice. Now for the bricks, I just went with 3 different shaded red tones. I tried adding the gaps between the bricks, but trust me, it didn't work at all. So this is as good as it can get. The cyan wool is also just 3 different cyan blocks. The grass block actually architecture I came up with, and I also wasn't expecting bookshelves to turn really scary. Let's just not talk about the ancient debris, which is probably the worst thing of this whole build. And for the last block, which is the recently added heavy core. Well, at least we got all the blocks right now. And let's not talk about the ancient debris, but at least the heavy core is somewhat recognizable. Let's continue with the pink spawning. Let's start by making a bunch of pink dye, Genta dye, terracotta, pink concentrate, and last but not least, I also need a strip cherry blossom wood, cherry wood. I do have 2 saplings in my storage system, which I got from when I found cherry blossom biome, but it's no idea where this biome is. Just use that sapling. Join this learning spree. Alright, there's that sapling, and now with the pink egg.
2 plus 2, let's solve that.
You have to be kidding me. I did build it centered. Here we go. This is centered now. Oh, trident guy. Yeah, no trident for me. So what's the villager doing? Not fully buried, so I can continue. White tips. Next up, iron ingots. And I'm pretty sure netherite sword is going to be a little more complicated because of the colors I'm trying to use. Hey, that actually turned out way better than I was expecting. Anyways, let's do the pickaxe. And I'm pretty sure we've all been building a pickaxe before. And if I'm not mistaken, we're only missing... Oh no, I was about to say we're only missing the compass, but there's a sign and the redstone dust missing too. So let's do it.
Well, there's popcorns and in the air tonight, and it makes a great night, 'cause
Oh, no. Wait, there's something up with this egg. Yeah, I think... Is it 1 block too low? Oh, no. Yeah, it is 1 block too low. I gotta rebuild that egg again. Anyways, I've already got quite the decent colored blocks collection right here, and I didn't even start building all the items on the ingredients page. Right now, I think we can start with the villagers right here, because there should be... Yeah, I can't see any baby villagers anymore, so that means they either have no more food, or they occupied all beds. And I think they occupied all beds because I gave them like a row of bread. So yeah, let's quickly set up the golden carrots training stations. I don't know why, but for some reason I didn't record this with OBS, and I only had the replay file. Anyways, this was a pretty boring process anyway. Okie dokie, so we have all the villagers leveled up to master, and I've already did some trades for golden carrots right here. And whenever the chest is empty, I can just run another trading session right here. I may or may not build a second or third floor to this, but right now that's all I need. So for the next item, I just need 4 blocks, which is light with terracotta, some white concrete, and white wood. Oh yeah, I'm actually missing 1
same deal. All you need to do is download AliExpress at this video right now.
Hey, it's been about 2 weeks since I've last recorded on this episode. I procrastinated a lot and it's a bit on Stevie case. But let's not waste any time. Just spawn it. Now, the way our villager work is I want to put a single press of a button, a boat being dispensed, and 2 villagers brought by minecart to the boat. So they end up in the boat, and I only have to use the lead and fly off with a boat of 2 villagers. Let me show you. First of all, the actual breeding area. Villagers to some dispenser for minecarts and rails leading to the spot where the villagers will get dropped off by activating. And then continue the rails into a cactus surrounded by hoppers leading all the way back to the dispenser. So every minecart will be recycled. Finally, come up to the top area so starting with the pulse extender going into the water system so it stays all warm and safe. Giving the minecarts more time to pick up villagers. Different times using a bunch of meters so the dispenser is just almost exactly into a dispenser with a boat. And if I now press this button, there's a spawn here and 2 minecarts should arrive with some villagers inside. And once we started breeding some villagers over there, so it's just that, the boat is here. There's 1 minecart and another one. Alright, get me some villagers. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Yes. Hey guys, right for you. There, we got the boats, we got the villagers, we got the breeder done. Door is closing. Nothing's let's continue with the rockets. For which we need to build 2 farms. Now for the creeper farm, we just need some basic materials. Tons of trapdoors, and some we're gonna go breed some cats. So let's quickly run some Lego building sites. Alright, we got the basic creeper farm done. We just need to get some cats. I'm pretty sure I have to breed cats once in this world. So that's almost there should spawn cats right here, right? We have everything we need. We got the villagers, we got the beds. Let's go check another village. We got some villagers, we got some golems. Do we have cats though? This is an unpatched village. Oh. Cat, look at that. We got a cat right here. Wait, it's not tamed. Alright, we need a second one. Any second cat? So you're telling me there was only 1 cat in this entire village? Oh, no, that's a chicken. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes, into the boat. Nice. Okay, give me my lead. Up here and off we go. Oh no, I lost them. No. Where did I lose my cats? Aha! Yeah, there's no way I will find the lead though. Or did it drop somewhere? Oh. Okay. I lost them again. You know what? You guys teleport. Let's just swap them. Yeep. 1, 2. And now I need more food, right? Let's quickly get some more food. Which should be fine right here. Can we speed up them growing up? Yeah, you just ate a whole stack of fish. You better grow up now. Oh my gosh, no way. I can't even breed you because you grew up that fast. Okay, I might just quickly grab a snack. I just had to breed 10 cats and finally bring them onto their spots. Alright, creeper farm working. I've already seen some creepers fall down right here. Now we just need to fit in a sugarcane farm right here. So let's just go and grab some materials. and let's build a sugarcane farm. Okay, now we just need to make the auto crafting system, which will put the final rockets in this chest. And since I have absolutely no idea how to do that, there we go, auto crafter build. Tutorial for this one in the description. Now we just need to build a killing chamber for the creepers and connect it with that hopper. So let's start by building killing chamber for the creepers. I'm pretty sure I can remove all that. That should do. So whenever we get gunpowder in here, it will climb up this elevator into the crafter, and as you can see, the crafter is already running, which produces our rockets. Next up, string. Orita just built a ton of string duper. Nothing special, but pretty effective. Now, before I continue with the honeycomb farm, I actually want to make sure the villager breeder is working. I mean, we should have all the beds occupied. There is no more breeding going on, so whenever I need some villagers, I should be able to grab a lead, press this, and now there should be 2 villagers coming. 1 and 2. Get both into the boat, and then I can just fly off with 2 villagers. What do I do with you guys now, though? Let's just put them up here. Let's see how long these guys will stay on this door right here. And now let's just continue with that. But before I can actually build a honeycomb farm, I have to get some bees first. Oh, yeah, I've already stole all the bees for the honey farm net. So I grabbed some flowers, saplings, and bone meal to grow some trees right next to flowers, hoping for trees to spawn with a bee. I thought the spawn rate was something like 5%, but this time I got pretty unlucky with 5 bee nests only. 5 is enough to start breeding with, so I dug a tunnel this time to breed the bees in. I just realized I'm 1 left click away from losing this hardcore world. I mean, I could just unbind the left click, so I won't hit a bee. Oh, what's the fun in that, huh? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Here's 5 reasons why you should log into your own Clash account. Number 1, while you've been away, your base auto-upgraded itself for however...
Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, so let's see if it's going to go about it. It's easier than that. To get the bees all... I want them to be full with freebies, so I gotta continue breeding. But how will they do? Okay, now if that's not enough bees now, I don't know what is. It's almost night again. Let's see if these bees will go up their hives. Well, I guess I need more hives. again on my PC. Hey, look at that, we got quite some items on that creative menu now. And even though I'm not quite happy with like quad, for example, or the lapis, this is looking really good. I mean, the ancient debris is still the worst thing of this whole project. Storage mess is getting even bigger. I mean, the only blocks I got sorted are Pluto's, and the rest is just a complete mess. But hey, let's get back to work and continue the montage. Now this next one is definitely going to be the hardest of them all. Ooh, that one was pretty hard. Okay, this is looking absolutely great, and I'm only missing the two copper things, the raw copper and the copper ingot, for which I gotta grab some copper blocks. I'm not sure if I still have some left from building the hypertube. I have a few in here. Wait, there we go, we got some waxed copper right here. That's all, just got one stack. Let's also turn all the ingots into some regular copper too, and all the other blocks I should have in my project storage. Just some warped planks, orange terracotta, red terracotta, stripped cherry wood, some regular terracotta, stripped warped papilla, and just 3 blocks of white concrete. And let's start with the raw copper. Oh, looks like I forgot about the stripped spruce. Oh, there we go, raw copper done, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now finally, for the copper ingots. Oh wait, I just need to grab some honeycomb. This farm is definitely working better than I was expecting. Just need some honeycomb to wax the regular copper blocks so they won't oxidize. Already ran out of copper blocks, but I can just do that. Nice. Oh, there we go. That's it. Copper ingot done. Now with that, we have the whole page filled with items. And I've let that door open. Nice. That pretty much finishes the creative menu. Now, whenever I need a new farm, I can simply build it right behind the corresponding item, or just replace the already built item with a new. I also quickly want to let you know that I have a new Discord server, which you can join by the link in the description. First 50 people to join will get a special OG role. So make sure to join, because I still need mods too. Definitely feels a little weird having creative mode in my hardcore world now. That's it for today's episode. German Potato, over and out. Bye bye.
was left here for days or weeks on end, depending on his crime. But towards the end of the medieval period, this form of punishment just got more and more deranged, eventually becoming a form of execution, where prisoners were just the rack. This was the punishment placed in the London Tower. The rack
Just because your country's hard to live don't mean we'll have to make it even worse.
was a torture device that was used in places throughout history. This form of punishment was originally designed for usually criminals, slaves, or prisoners of war. This looked like a large ladder, but instead of secure steps, it would actually rotate like a rolling pin. Unbelievable. You see, when a prisoner was placed on the rack, he would have his feet and wrists tied to a ratchet pulley system, where two
Okay.
legal officials would slowly tighten the ropes and
Hold on, this might be the new method. Look, I'm gonna have to deal with children, alright? I need my children to play for the Lakers. If this extends your height by even a couple inches, I might need to critique this. Just stretch it enough so that I'm LeBron's height, and then y'all gotta chill.
locking them in place, placing an increasing amount of strain on the prisoner's shoulders, hips, knees, and elbows with every single turn. This was all done to get information, but of course, a lot of the times the truth was not accepted as reality. And the prisoner would then begin to say whatever he believed the officials wanted to hear. Sometimes it would work and the prisoners would be let go, while other times they would be tortured even more for lying. When the full ordeal was over, prisoners were usually released with dislocated joints, but oftentimes they were left completely paralyzed.
Bruh, and it's like I told you the truth. See, that's the problem with interrogations, bruh. Sometimes y'all don't know that someone could genuinely be telling the truth.
That was the case in England in 1447 when a torturer named Anne Askew did be tortured with the rack for hours and hours on end and left completely paralyzed after all her joints were dislocated. She was then carried on a chair and burned alive at the stake.
Was it already not enough for y'all to pressure like crazy? She was already built like a Slim Jim, and then y'all got her like a roaster? Like, what's up, bruh?
All this
I think what's kind of ironic is like how she can even escape by her Illuminati party.
She read and memorized scriptures from the Bible, which she preached in private to a small group of women, which were the exact women she refused to name and expose during her torture.
You're mad because she's spreading a religion?
You see, during this time period, if you followed any religion other than the Catholic Church,
Oh.
you better not say a word to anybody, including her own husband, which was the person that turned her in.
Nah, bro, you doing too much, bro. Your wife probably made money. She probably said something like, and then I was just your ass get that man.
This brutal punishment was carried out at sea while sailors on the steel most great is anyone can try and start a revolution. Start by having a criminal with their arms tied behind their back. Increase the size of their back door. And as soon as that incision was made, the cut was lathered with paste and instantly started blood.
Y'all some freaky ass torturers, bro. I'm sorry, you increasing the hole and then stopping it so it can stop bleeding just to keep going? What is this, an episode of 13 Reasons Why?
They would then thrust in a long pen.
You do not have to draw that. There's no reason why that needed to be this thing that you're drawing for this punishment, bro. The only prison that would have this type of reaction is the one I said.
That was the width of a man's arm. Mallet, pushing it further
Nobody had things to do.
and of course, this process a lot. Once the steak has popped out of the criminal's shoulder, head, or mouth, they were pretty much long gone. It is then planted next to a busy road, like a Halloween decoration, to remind everyone that this is what happens when you break the law.
And you think it's okay for foreigners to look at that? Like, traumatized.
It will be left there for the entire day and removed the following morning before the body begins to stink. But wait, there's another version of this as well. You see, on some occasions, the criminals will only be impaled just deep enough to keep them in place, but not too deep that it would cause immediate death.
So imagine like any time that they got a fart or like take a poop, I know that's it's gonna come out like poop because now there's just so much surface area for their waste to come out.
They would do this by having stakes that had a seated position on them to prevent the person from sliding
Oh
down.
no!
They would then be placed on a busy road where they would suffer for hours and hours, pleading to people walking by for help, until eventually succumbing to their wounds. Number 5. Poena Culae. Poena Culae is Latin for penalty of the sack.
Let me find out y'all are doing something to the ballsies. Let me find out y'all are going downstairs right here. Don't do that.
And that's exactly what it was, just a lot more terrifying and cruel. This was an exclusive punishment for anyone that would murder their own family members. This was first seen in the 2nd century in Rome, but would later be used by the Germans in the 18th century. This all
What
begins
happened?
with a convicted murderer being placed inside a thick leather bag. But
Okay.
just to make sure the man isn't lonely, they would then add a dog, a rooster, a viper, and a monkey. I don't know what these animals did to deserve this, but hey, at least the evil family murderer doesn't die alone.
By all means, I don't have sympathy for murderers, but what if there's people that are like wrongly convicted, bro? That's gonna be the worst thing in the world for them to experience.
Once all the animals are added inside the bag, it is then sewn shut, creating an almost airtight seal.
Oh,
Now you would think
no.
this would be horrible enough, but no, this is just the beginning. Because as soon as the bag is sewn shut, it is then tossed into the ocean. But
No.
don't worry, later on, these murderers would be given the option to either be placed inside the leather bag or be sent to perform at the Colosseum, where they can perform the act of being mauled to death in front of all of their loved ones and peers. You know, at least they had the option.
What? So you're gonna die either way? I thought they were gonna go to Colosseum to fight another dude for freedom, like the Romans, but no, I don't want peers to see me getting flattened out.
4. Rats. This is one of the
Oh,
most
no.
sick punishments in all of
Stop.
human history, and it involves the use of rats. I will cover 2 of them here as they are very similar. The first use
Okay.
of this form of punishment dates back to 1568 during the 80 Years' War.
What
A
happened?
Dutch leader named Dieter Sonoy often used this method of punishment.
Any man that grows their mustache to be this long, you know that they're gonna. Why is nobody talking about the secret iPhone tracking?
Stop doing this. Let me show 3 iPhone mistakes made by old people. Number 1 is deleting photos manually. Number 2 is deleting all the apps on the phone. Number 3 is buying cloud storage. I am begging you not to do these iPhone mistakes. Open this. Optimize your storage. Get rid of duplicate photos and videos.
Be evil as hell, bro. You cannot look at me in the eyes and tell me that's a great leader right there.
Which involved placing a rat inside of a clay bowl, then placing it topside
And then
down
heat,
on a
putting heat on
prisoner's
it.
stomach, chest, face, or groin. Then the back of the bowl would be heated with either a torch or some coals, causing the rat to go into a full panic, trying to escape from the heat.
Okay, but why did he warn him though?
And its only way out was to
Is through the
burrow
skin.
into the heat. Once inside, he would continue to chew until
I'm really thinking, imagine if they put this on your groin area. Oh my goodness. I'm
through 1980.
Y'all still doing these in the late 1900s? What's up?
They called it the rectoscope.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm sure you have already figured out where this is going.
The butt.
Yes, it's exactly what you think. They would place a tube on a prisoner's back door, then insert a rat inside of the tube.
No, no. I'd be damned if my punishment was a rat going through my butt.
The rat would then begin to burrow its way in. These people were so sick that they actually expected the prisoners to answer questions while this was going on.
No!
Eventually, the rat would find its way in and begin to move forward to find its way out. Nobody really knows how many people died from this punishment, but we do know that a ton of people went missing when this dictator was in charge. Number 2, gibbeting. The last one used was in the early 1900s in Afghanistan. This all came to light in 1921 when the National Geographic published this image in their magazine. This was also used in the United States from time to time during the 17th and 18th century. One notable example was in Boston, Massachusetts, where a few pirates were hung at the Boston Harbor, which served as a warning to any sailors that were approaching Boston. Now let's talk about England, since they love this form of punishment so much.
Notice how most of the punishments come from the UK? UK, what y'all got going on? I know the country is sometimes depressing, but y'all don't gotta take it out on people.
In England, this was used on traitors, murderers, pirates, and thieves. But after the year 1752, the Murder Act was passed, which
Okay.
required that all convicted murderers must be put to death by being publicly dissected or by gibbeting of some sort. And over 134 confirmed people met this fate. The most
Damn.
common form of gibbeting were actually cages, and they looked like this. It was an all-steel cage that was shaped tightly to the form of a human body.
So y'all got all that time to design a cage that is built exactly for a human being, but y'all don't have enough time to just deal with it humanely? Yo, y'all got way too much time to punish people back then.
Which was so tight that it would not allow the person inside to move. They were then hung 30 feet or more off the floor, usually on a public road or a water hole.
You see, this is why the internet is so good, because nowadays I don't think anybody would even care to do something like this. We're all busy, bro.
To ensure that the most amount of people could witness this monstrosity. But I can only
Hey.
assume this was more annoying than anything, since every time you get thirsty and needed to fill up your container of water, you would have to deal with a dying man begging you for a sip.
Literally.
Annoyance and torture of the public.
And imagine if they catch you helping them. Oh, you're a cook too, buddy.
That didn't stop there, because after the criminals would die in the cages, the body would be left inside to rot for years and years on
Damn.
end, with the locals complaining that the smell of death was so pungent that they couldn't even sleep at night. There's even been reports that some human remains stayed inside of these cages for over 20 years.
Damn.
Before a government official could clean it out. Number 2, scafism.
So y'all got all that time to actually build everything. When it comes to actually taking it down, y'all just want to chill. And ew.
This was a form of punishment that was used by the ancient Persian Empire on anyone that would be convicted of murder. First, the criminal would be placed inside of a boat on their backs and section is over, it just keeps on giving.
And I feel like back then, bro, there was no cameras or anything, so you can't even really prove your innocence.
See, there's been many stories of men who have been placed inside one of these dungeons and kept alive for years and years on end.
Cannibalism.
Hiding up crumbs of food and minimal amounts of
Oh,
water.
never mind. Okay, I thought they were eating each other.
Longing their inevitable lives for as long as humanly possible. These cells were sometimes even placed on ground level so they can hear the voices and laughter of the people outside. An experience that they will never get again in this lifetime.
Well, bro, one thing this video definitely made me grateful that I'm existing in 2024. YouTube, let me know which punishment you thought was the worst. Hopefully, no punishment like this will ever occur again. Join us on the Sportcast. Subscribe. All that good stuff, man. Watch her for life. Love y'all.
Insights into trades. Download the app to get started.
Want to create a fresh, natural blush on your cheeks? Just use this Sheglam Liquid Blush. It has a lightweight gel cream texture, rich color payoff, and a long-lasting matte finish. Perfect for everyday makeup, parties, festivals, or anytime you want your cheeks to look fresh and vibrant.
Roblox is darker than you think.
Parents, beware. Monsters are among us. He was arrested because he took
Among Us? Okay, that's how I told the joke. But bro, you're this bored with your life and down bad that you gotta go on Roblox to get women. What are you doing? Are you going on Squid Game and you're asking kids, oh, how well can you get a job?
a 13-year-old child across state lines. Police say the 13-year-old girl met Graham on Roblox. What are you looking at on the...
Sorry, I think a lot of people everyone's having what How deep are you into Roblox for that to be happening? And how are you as a 30-year-old relating to a 13-year-old?
The screen right here is probably the biggest Roblox news we're gonna have all year long. Yeah, Roblox, the multi-billion-dollar company, is suing a YouTuber for $1.6 million.
That's more money than I've ever made in my entire life.
Damn, okay?
In this documentary, we talk about the questionable things that Roblox is doing to kids. Then we go over a YouTuber who was sued by Roblox for $1.6 million, and we have him here today to give us a never-before-seen look about what happened. So stay till the end as we take you on a journey through the dark side of Roblox.
Let's get it. Alright, lock in, Jack. Roblox is the worst.
Let's say you have an idea for a game. Maybe it's a quest from a beautiful princess to slay a monster, or an adventure through the galaxy in a spaceship. Whatever it is, there's a problem. It's gonna be hard to make. You have to model that monster, place each star in the galaxy, and code everything from scratch. And that's if you know where to start. But what if I told you that you can easily start building your game right now?
Alright?
You can. You might be thinking, Roblox is just a kid's game, right? This kid's game is home to a massive adult player base. But when there are adults on a platform initially intended for kids, Roblox every day to play with their friends, but over time the site has changed, and not for the better. This former kids game now has a huge adult player base, and a lot of the games created are just disgusting. From games that make kids gamble to fetish games.
There's a lot of games on Roblox that are basically leftovers games that people make.
Where? What I meant to say was, yeah, actually, bro, imagine being a parent thinking like, oh, this is random Roblox stickers and tropes. That's insane.
That's for people to go and have more place with each other. Sometimes they actually make it on the front page. Roblox has been working on combating these games on the platform.
Front
The thing
page?
is, the people that make these, they must be making some sort of money on it because the levels that they're going to conceal them from Roblox are insane.
Ruben explains
I'm just thinking how deep into like being down bad you have to be to make to develop a game. Roblox characters are smashed. As an adult, being in your late 20s, early 30s, you're like, let me spend my time coding some Roblox butts. Bro, start a family, work an actual job, do something with the coding skills that you have. Don't be on kids' games putting these weird ass games for children to play.
that's why he thinks more adults have joined Roblox.
I think the reason why a lot of adults have started using Roblox lately is because they really focused on monetization for developers. They kind of advertised the website as a way for people to make money. It used to be people just made games for clout. They just wanted people to know them and be famous on the website. Once they added the DevX, the focus changed from just wanting to be popular in the smaller community to wanting to get rich.
And in turn, Roblox Corporation just gets richer. It was a smart move, but the problem is Roblox seems to have shifted from wanting the best for their users to wanting the best for themselves. And in this next chapter, I'll show you exactly how Roblox doesn't care about you.
Okay? Roblox is stealing from you. Yes, they are, because every time I gotta revive myself and I gotta spend I'm not gonna lie to you.
Roblox says that their mission is to connect millions of people with optimism and civility. They enable anyone to imagine, create, and have fun with friends. The statement is crucial because this is Roblox promising its incredibly young users that they have the power to create anything. So how true is this? So what if you want to customize your character on Roblox? When you go through their catalog of items, a lot of the items are free. But what if you want something cooler than just hairstyles and a trench coat? Well, you need Robux. Robux is the currency of Roblox. Almost every item in the catalog requires you to spend at least 10 Robux. So how do you get them? Can you earn them through playing? Rarely. Majority, it costs real money. The lowest amount you can pay on the Roblox website is $5 for 400 Robux.
The amount of money they're making, and a lot of these maps they don't even design. Bro, they really got the glitch.
Which isn't much when you realize that a lot of items are over
10,000! I don't think anyone pulls up to a Roblox lobby or like, goddamn, no!
100 Robux, but it's not just items users are paying for. Creators have the ability to give their games their own game passes that cost Robux. And some games require you to buy a game pass before you can even play them. Creators have it bad too. If a creator needed sound effects like sword slashes, there's a limit on how many audio files you can upload per month. A premium member can upload up to 100 files a month, but a non-paying user can only upload 10. That's less than the amount of sound effects used in the original Super Mario Bros.
That looks creepy as hell. I've never seen the OG Mario Kart. There's no reason why it should be looking like that.
This is just one of the many ways Roblox is telling us they don't care for people who can't fill their wallets. And it just gets worse. As a
Is that what it means though? What if they're trying to get all the money they can? You know, I mean, it's still bad, but
Roblox game creator,
business.
if you want your game to actually have players, Roblox makes you advertise. There's hundreds of ads for games all over the website. So how could your ad possibly be seen? You have to win an auction.
So there's an advertising system on Roblox that works based on bids, where you put a specific amount of Robux down, and your ad competes with other people's ads and other people's bids. If a lot of other people are bidding on the same day that you want to advertise your game, your reach is going to suffer.
some people got a gamble. Oh no, it's an auction. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. So that means I'm assuming you're gonna get a
Robux you earn, you would get about 175 US dollars. But after we did the math, that's not even half of what 50,000 Robux is actually.
What? How much is 10,000 Robux? Okay, it's 10. You're only getting about like 25%, just a little bit more. Wow, that's a scam. That's a
Roblox,
scam.
every transaction that takes place between two users has a 30% tax attached to it, and they call that the marketplace fee. So
Yeah, but they make it the games for free. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, if it's free to make, then okay, I can see where they need more.
most people are under the impression they keep 70% of the money they make off their games. Ultimately, what you collect when you cash out is closer to 25%.
Roblox is underpaying its users by less than half of the amount.
Yeah, no, that's insane though, bro. You know how much money they're pocketing? Like, imagine the creator of Squid Games right now. He's still eating like crazy. He probably eat like $1 million.
And to me, it's pretty clear that Roblox doesn't see its users as people. To them, we're just walking money bags waiting to be emptied. It used to be a place where kids could express themselves and their ideas, but now it's become a trap, and kids are falling for it. The easy interface of Roblox only takes hours to understand, maybe a month at most to learn the code it uses. But after hours and hours of the game, these kids are forced to put more money they probably don't have to get people to play, or else watch their game run and die just like most of the
What do you mean kids are making money? Okay, I don't know if I'm an idiot, but it just looks complicated as hell. Alright, so these are the predators.
How can you tell that a person you're talking to online would be trustable?
You can't, unless they specifically state how old they are.
Especially when you just met. Roblox allows anyone to interact with anyone, and just as much as a site has brought kids together, it's also made them targets. When your platform is made and advertised for kids, people with awful intentions will flock there. And some of these horrible people will even climb the ranks and become some of the most influential people on Roblox. Mr. Obvious was a YouTuber who created animated skits using Roblox.
Mr. Obvious was a bit of a celebrity on Roblox because back in 2013 he won a Video Creator Award from the company.
Needless to say, he was widely respected until 2017.
What did he do?
Sim was contacted by someone who claimed they had evidence that Mr. Obvious was grooming a 15-year-old girl while he was 22 years old.
Which game has worse people, Minecraft or Roblox? Funny enough, I think it's Roblox. Look, walk with me. More people of the Minecraft community got exposed, but I genuinely think on the low, there's more weirdos on Roblox.
What Ruben discovered was horrifying. There were videos of Mr. Obvious touching himself, and he sent the videos to this girl and other children.
Is he talking about his knee? I don't understand. Bro, it's so crazy how there's like content creators or just people out there that you finally become like a famous or like you're a cool individual, and then you say, let me throw that all away to talk to minors.
I had
Oh, he's talking about his balls? It doesn't matter.
videos of him that he sent to children, and you could hear his voice in these videos, and you could compare them to the animations that he's created. And
They comparing your meat-beating videos to your animations. How do they even align them, bro? Go to jail, bro. Go to jail. Max prison.
confirm that it's him.
And there were countless screenshots of him saying the most sickening things to this young girl. And she wasn't his only victim. As word spread about what he was doing, more and more young girls came forward to tell their stories. Evidence against him piled up, and he didn't react well to it. Mr. Obvious attacked anyone who spoke out against him.
Yo, out of curiosity,
Publicly shamed the girls who told their truths.
that's your response? You're just gonna double down and be like, oh, I can tell. Like, that's what it's sounding like right now.
And denied the allegations with every excuse he could create. He even went as far as faking his gender to seem innocent, but it was too
I'm assuming thousands of people did that, and still nothing happened, even though we had all of this evidence that he was grooming kids and that he was a...
It was only after 4 years that Roblox
Y'all got like 3 more eligible workers. Is money coming in that slow? Were y'all not offered enough Robux to get this man eliminated? How much money was Mr. Obvious bringing in for y'all? 4 years?
Roblox terminated his account. He harmed many kids, and Roblox still didn't learn their lesson because this happened again with an even bigger creator. I'm referencing the YouTube channel People Make Games. Sonic Eclipse Online, or SEO, was an incredibly popular Roblox game based on the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Created by a Roblox developer with a username Dr. Rofat, his game was one of the most beloved games on the platform. Little did they know what Doc was doing. In 2020, evidence was released that depicted Doc having explicit conversations with his 12-year-old girl. And at that time, Doc was 24 years old.
Y'all know a lot of these predators. Not that it makes it okay, but you never see ages like 17, 16. A lot of these predators love talking like 10, 11, 12, 14. Bro, these people are in middle school. Middle school? What do you as an adult that graduated college that makes money have to go to middle school?
The things he said were disgusting, and the evidence was all there, but it wasn't enough for some people. This 12-year-old girl made friends with the people in the SEO community, but they still all sided with Doc. A response video was released by Doc and the SEO development team, defending Doc and his actions.
The DMs that were exchanged between Jaden and the victims were not okay, but Jaden is by no means a pedophile.
And this is what Doc has to say for himself.
I know I shouldn't have said those things regardless of the context. While I will not defend myself for the things I said explicitly, I will protect myself from the blatant attempt at character assassination.
The effect these words had on the victim was heartbreaking.
I did actually self-harm after the response video came out.
Not are you a predator, but you got minors themselves because of everything you put to the force, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro, just to think you're scared. I don't understand. Do predators not also think to themselves like, wow, if this came out, my life would be terrible? Like, do y'all just like ignore that? Besides the obvious nasty guilt of texting minors, do y'all not think that?
I mean, I thought my reputation was destroyed now.
What's surprising, though, is that Roblox did take action against Doc by banning his account. Finally, Roblox's first step to helping, but it didn't solve the problem. Before Roblox could ban his account, Doc turned over the ownership of his game Sonic Eclipse Online to another Roblox account. It's possible he planned ahead for something like this. This meant that he could still actively work on the game and continue to receive revenue from it. So, did Roblox ban that account as well? Nope. There was even an update blog that Doc narrated that showed him as the owner and director of the project. And still, Roblox didn't lift a finger, but someone else did. On December 29th, 2021, SEO was taken off the Roblox website. Reason? Because Sega, the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog, didn't want their creator to be associated with the accusations around Doc, and they demanded that the game be taken down. Only then...
A game that's not even related to your game took action, but the people of that Roblox doesn't want to take action. That don't even make sense, bro. Like, y'all knew about this game.
Did Roblox listen? The fact that Roblox will ignore people who fight for change on the platform, but cave in only when a billion-dollar company asks, is disgusting. To this day, Doc's account is still active, and he created a new game. These are only 2 examples of threats on Roblox, but clearly not the last. Just last February, a 13-year-old girl went missing from her Kansas home. She was found outside a Dollar General 12 hours away. She was assaulted several times by a man more than double her age. His name is Howard G. Howard groomed her on
12 hours? Did he pick her up, or did she like move her out there? I'm an idiot. She's really young, but
her Roblox throughout the month.
Graham encouraged the teen to run away from home. He drove all the way to Topeka to pick her up, bring her back to Georgia, according to the police report.
But his plan failed, but Howard's roommate found her and helped her escape. In an article about this case, Roblox had this to say: "We work tirelessly to prevent grooming on the platform. We have a team of..."
So you just casually brought home a 13-year-old and thought your homie was gonna be like,
She had it.
Okay, I will say that's true. But then again, there is an adult audience. Y'all know my Roblox character bad as shit. Let's be real. I've seen this shit. Do y'all think this is okay? Yeah, okay. I will say you have to be mindful that a lot of the people that do play this game are also underage. So yeah, I think they need to do without some sort of.
I typed in anything that would suggest her interest in any of these items, but nonetheless, they were there. So she got curious. I wonder what my brother and sister got. They had the exact same listing. These children who literally have their age displayed on their profile are being recommended underwear and skinny purses. This clearly shows that items on Roblox have no filter whatsoever. There's no tags in place to prevent minors from being exposed to possible explicit items. Sure, there's censorship in place. Who's to say that that can't be worked around? Content is rampant on Roblox. Like these fetish games that are on the platform right now. Children can enter these without question, and who knows who they might meet with. I'm gonna be honest, I don't go on Roblox that often, but I've talked with countless people about this site, and I can say along with them, Roblox is real. We have to be careful. A platform with the majority of users being 9 to 12 years old, there's bound to be people taking advantage of them. And Ruben spending a huge period of his life on
Major.
Roblox is somebody.
Major.
If you're ever contacted by a predator, the first thing you should do is tell your parents. They should be the first ones to know. Not Roblox, not YouTube, but your family.
¿Qué onda? Okay.